Well, good morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. This is Scott Manning coming to you live from Scott Manning. James Harden of the Houston Rockets has been named MVP of the league for this year. And what a career year he had. He averaged 30.4 points per game. He averaged 5.9 rebounds per game and 8.8 assists per game. How could you not name him MVP? LeBron James had an off year for him. I'm not trying to down LeBron, but he had an off year this year. And on top of that, too, Harden did beat out Anthony Davis of the New Orleans Pelicans for the honor of MVP. The Rockets earned MVP. James Harden earned MVP because he did what he had to do. We would have been talking about James Harden having an NBA World Championship ring if it hadn't been for Chris Paul getting hurt. Had Chris Paul not got hurt, we would have been talking about the Houston Rockets possibly giving the Cleveland Cavaliers a run for their money in the NBA World Championship instead of a 4-game sweep like we had this year. I'm going to be honest with you. James Harden earned that honor. I don't care what all the Cleveland Cavaliers fans say, and I'm a Cavs fan, yes, I admit. But James Harden played his heart out this year. And I'm going to tell you something. And you might as well say it now, Cavs fans, LeBron James is gone. James Harden, Chris Paul, they're making a pitch for LeBron to come to Houston. I think, and I'm not going to go any further with that right now, but they are making a pitch for him. But the Rockets organization is making a pitch for LeBron James for LeBron James to go to Houston. Yeah. It's early in the morning, I apologize. But anyway. LeBron James, I'm going to tell you right now. James Harden, you earned MVP, my friend. You did what you had to do. He deserved it. And he earned it. And Jeremy Shaver was absolutely right. Thank you for chiming in, sir. I appreciate your time this morning. I'm going to be honest with you. James Harden winning MVP, he earned it. LeBron James had an off year for him. And that's all there is to it. Now, Rookie of the Year, Ben Simmons of the Philadelphia 76ers. Look what he did this year. And my congratulations to Ben Simmons for winning Rookie of the Year, by the way, in the NBA. He was part of the reason why the Philadelphia 76ers went 52-30. They won 16 games in a row to close out the season. And think about it. Ben Simmons, he averaged 15 points per game, 8 rebounds per game, and 8 assists per game. He tied Oscar Robertson for his rookie season. And that is a major accomplishment. If you can be in the same category as Oscar Robertson, you actually accomplished something. And I'm going to tell you right now, with the season that Ben Simmons had, don't be surprised if we're talking about the Philadelphia 76ers making a run for the NBA Finals next season. And also, too, Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, and the 76ers organization has made a pitch to LeBron James for them to come to Philadelphia. Would that be a good fit for him? I'm not going to go any further on that right now, whatever the chips may fall. But just something else to keep in the back of your mind. Everybody knows in Cleveland LeBron James is leaving. But I'm not going to go any further on LeBron right now. And like I said, Coach of the Year. This was a bittersweet moment. Dwayne Casey was named Coach of the Year when he coached the Toronto Raptors for their best season ever. 59 wins, their best regular season ever, and he gets fired by the Raptors organization. That, my friends, was absolutely wrong. Dwayne Casey should have never been terminated to begin with. There was no reason for it. He took the Raptors to their best season ever, and this is how they repay him? Now, I understand, yes, I know, the Raptors have had their problems with the Cavaliers in the postseason. I'm not going to deny it. But Dwayne Casey was the best thing that ever happened to the Raptors organization. Now, Nick Nurse has been promoted from assistant coach to head coach for the Toronto Raptors. But Dwayne Casey, I wouldn't be surprised if it hasn't happened already. Don't be surprised if we're hearing from him going to the Detroit Pistons. The Pistons need a great guy like him. And for a Coach of the Year to get fired, that makes me sick. I'm sick about it. Toronto Raptors fans everywhere are sick about it. And I would be too. Because this guy here took the Raptors to the best record in their history of their franchise. And this is how the ownership and upper management repay him. You know what? Right now, as far as that goes, I would love to see some of the Raptors fans give upper management, and I would love to see Dwayne Casey just give them the one-finger salute and tell them they're number one. Because that's what I feel like doing right now. And that's disappointing. 59 games, you win the best regular season ever, you get fired. I'm sorry. I hope Dwayne Casey lands someplace else if he hasn't yet. Maybe he'll go to the Detroit Pistons if he hasn't already. But Dwayne Casey, my hat's off to you, sir. You deserve Coach of the Year. You earned it. Now, the Defensive Player of the Year. That honor went to Rudy Gobert of the Utah Jazz. All defensive first team, my congratulations to him. He had a great season. The Utah Jazz, just unfortunately, they had a conference semifinal, a Western Conference semifinals exit against the Houston Rockets. And I'm going to tell you right now, the Utah Jazz are going to be a team to watch out for next season. I can see them possibly making another playoff run. Going all the way to the NBA Finals, that remains to be seen. The Western Conference Finals, possibly. But I'm telling you right now, Rudy Gobert earned that award. And this guy is not a small guy. He's like a 6'10 dude. And I saw him play. And I'm going to be honest with you. He's a great basketball player. And he did great for the Utah Jazz. That's why the Jazz were in the playoffs. And they would have done better if they hadn't faced James Harden and the Houston Rockets. And that's all there is to it. The most improved player of the year, Victor Oladipo of the Indiana Pacers. Give him credit. He earned that award. He averaged 23.1 points per game last season. And it was his first All-Star game trip. And his first trip to the All-Star game. I'm going to tell you right now, this guy here and the Indiana Pacers gave the Cleveland Cavaliers everything they had. They threw Victor Oladipo and the Indiana Pacers threw everything, including the kitchen sink, at the Cleveland Cavaliers in the first round of the playoffs. And I'm going to be honest with you. He earned that award. Now, what will happen with the Pacers next season? That remains to be seen. But I'm going to tell you right now, this guy here, this guy right here earned that honor. It wasn't just given to him. And that's all there is to it. Now back to James Harden real quick. We've been talking about how great LeBron James was during this whole season. James Harden flat out earned MVP honors. And that's all there is to it. That guy right, James Harden, we would be talking about the Houston Rockets possibly being NBA World Champions if it weren't for Chris Paul. If Chris Paul hadn't got hurt in Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals, we would have been talking about the Houston Rockets possibly playing the Cleveland Cavaliers in the NBA Finals, and that would have been a much better matchup instead of the 4-game sweep that Cleveland and Golden State gave us this year. And I'm going to tell you now, James Harden earned MVP. We should be talking about the Houston Rockets being NBA World Champions if Chris Paul hadn't got hurt. So if the Rockets want to point the finger, point it at CP3, because he's the one responsible for the Rockets getting beat by Golden State in the West Finals this year. And that's all there is to it. So James Harden, my friend, congratulations. Congratulations on winning MVP. You flat out earned it. It wasn't given to you. You flat out earned it. And that's all there is to it. And that's all I have to say here this morning. All right, folks, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. I want to thank you guys for taking the time with me this morning. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. My name is Scott Manning. Just type my name down, look for this pretty face, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you'll see all the sports videos that I have done so far. Until we meet again tomorrow, this is Scott Manning saying have a great day. Thank you so much for being with me, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Goodbye, everybody, and thank you.